This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by unbeaten featherweight Nick Ball. Nick, how are you?
I'm all good, Danny. You?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Um,
That's right.
good stuff. Now you're back out November the 11th. We'll talk about that in a minute. But your
Yeah,
last fight, Nathaniel Kakalolo, very tricky, very game. You got the stoppage, but right in the final round. So you got the rounds in, but you still got the knockout in the end. Seems like the best of
yeah,
both worlds. What was it like being in there?
yeah. Exactly. It was the best of both worlds, and I enjoyed it. Being in there doing the 12 rounds because loads of people were saying, "Oh, what's Nick going to be like with the 12 rounds? Can he do the 12 rounds?" So that's the point proven there to them. So yeah, made up. He was an awkward opponent, but we got through him in the end.
And it gave you a chance to show you can box a bit as well, rather than just overwhelm people with pressure and power. You got to kind of match wits with him a little bit too.
Yeah, definitely. Because as you seen, he was much taller than me, and I was beating him to the jab and things like that. So it just shows I can do both and switch it up, and I've still got more to show.
And you got the WBC silver title. How important is that belt to your progression in terms of hitting the world scene?
It's massive in it to get you that world ranking, and then you just keep going up, and that's what we're chasing. That's what we're going for, world titles. So that's gonna get me a step further to the world title. So yeah, just keep fighting and keep winning.
What sort of fight can we expect on November the 11th? BoxRec haven't got an opponent listed yet. I don't know if you've got someone scheduled.
Yeah, I've got someone scheduled. Forgot his name already. I only got told. I only got told the other day. He's 13-0 with 11 KOs though, so that's a good record. So he's obviously got a bit of power. I've got power, so it's only ending in one way. It's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Where's he from?
Panama.
Right, okay. I'll find him on
Yeah, yeah,
BoxRec later. You give me
yeah,
something to go on there. Yeah, it's a Friday night show, but again, TV show. You're getting a lot more exposure now. How do you feel about how you adapting to the spotlight?
good. I'm adapting. Okay. It's always something of I knew I was going to be getting, and only what I deserve, and hard work showing that, and it pays off. So yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing, and things are only going to get better.
How much of a difference have you noticed in your profile since the Fury White show? Because you kind of stole the show on that one against Isaac
Massive.
Lowe.
Yeah, massive. People still stop me about it to this day, and they say, "Oh, your last fight on the Wembley thing," and I'm saying, "Nah, I've had a fight before. I've had a fight after that." So they only remember that one, but yeah, it's good. It's what you need, and it's the recognition we need, and then big shows, then big opportunities. That's what we're in this for.
Now you talked about climbing those WBC rankings. Now you've got the silver title. Do you feel you've kind of not gone past in terms of quality of opponent, but gone past in terms of the ranking belts, the British and the Commonwealth and stuff like that?
Well, I have gone past that because I've left that one behind, and we're moving on to bigger and better things. I didn't get into this boxing for no British titles. I got in for world titles, and that's what I'm coming for, and that's what I'll get. So that's where we are with that.
Was that the case with the Nathaniel Collins fight? Is that it just kind of waited too long, and in the end, you decided to move on and kick on with your career?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he had a chance to fight me, and he blew it. So that's that. We're not waiting around for the British title. We're moving on.
You don't get many people calling you out, do you?
No, he won't really. Be the wrong move, that.
Yeah, I agree. Although you're past kind of British and Commonwealth, there is a fight this weekend for the European featherweight title. Jordan Gill and Kiko Martinez, former two-time world champion, I think at least two. Kiko, would you fancy maybe the winner of that? Not so much for the European belt, but it's a good name to have on your record, whoever comes through.
Yeah, definitely. And also that belt's another step closer to the world, isn't it? So that European belt it'd be good to take off the winner.
How do you weigh up that fight on Saturday night?
I'm not too sure. I haven't really watched that much of them. I've sparred Jordan and Martinez. He comes forward, doesn't he? And as I go, but I don't really know, to be honest.
Tell us a little bit about the spars with Jordan, because I've always thought, or not always, but the last couple of years, that you two would make a really, really good fight, that kind of mesh of styles.
Yeah, good sparring, to be honest. He's like nice, neat boxer, and he's fast. Yeah, it was good sparring, innit? So
But you're not kind of so close that you wouldn't want to fight him for real.
no, I'll get in with any of them tomorrow. Anyone in my weight, I'll get in with tomorrow and smash them.
How far away do you feel you are from a world title shot?
Me myself, I'm ready. I'm ready tomorrow. I'll jump in and obviously fight for a world title tomorrow. I feel like I'm ready. I've watched some of the world champions at my weight, and I know I've got the beating of them and things like that. I've sparred some of them, so I know what I need to know, and I know what I can do, and I know all the hard work and the training and what we do in the gym with Paul. It's working, and it's coming out in sparring and things like that. So I know we're on the right path to that, and I'm ready whenever, really.
Apart from yourself, who do you think is the best featherweight in the division from the ones you've watched and ones you've sparred? Who do you think's the top of the tree at the moment?
I don't really look at it like that and think who's the top of the tree, because I'm the best featherweight in there, and if you're in my weight, then I've got to go. I've got to go to you because you're in my way, sort of thing. So I couldn't really give you the answer on that because it's me.
But who's second then? Who's impressed you out of your rivals?
None of them. None of them. No one impresses me in my weight or any of the lads' weights in the gym. No one impresses me in their weight. But I don't really know. I don't really watch boxing that much, you know. I don't. It's like to say that. You probably watch more boxing than me and know more things about it than me.
Yeah, but you've been in with
I
some
just
of them.
focus on myself. Oh, do you mean opponents? Do you?
Well, no, the sparring as well. You said you've sparred some of the top guys as well. I'm just wondering if there's anyone out there you think's, pretty good at your weight.
I'll tell you what. Not at my weight. At weight below, Galal Yafai.
Okay.
He's a problem. Him like.
Yeah.
I've been sparring and we've been going down Tuesday. Me, a big bomber out the gym.
Yeah.
He's been doing some sparring. Yeah, and Brad been coming. So the three of us been going down with Paul and Anton. We've been sparring them. Kal Yafai and Galal, and that's boss sparring what we've been getting off them. Proper nice lads, them.
What is it that kind of sets Galal apart? Like, what impressed you about him?
He's fit. He's fit. He just keeps coming. Doesn't stop. Doesn't take a back foot. I like the way he approaches himself. To get me, no messing around with him. He comes to put the pressure on, and I like that. That's my style in it. So
that's what I was going to say. Are you impressed with kind of guys who've got similar kind of approach to you?
Yeah, no messing about. Just get in there straight down to work. Yeah, that's what I like.
Apart from Galal, are there any spars in the past that stand out in your mind where you've both just gone crazy for it from the first kind of bell?
No, not really. Not really. We went crazy from the bell. It's just no.
Is that because
sparring and then not sparring? It's like I don't really know. No, I can't remember. No, where I've had like a proper war in sparring. I can't remember the last time I had a war in sparring.
Are you looking forward to the time in a competitive ring rather than in sparring where someone does kind of give it back to you a bit more?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want someone to come at me, and I can even show more than when they come at me because they're leaving themselves open and things like that. And I know I won't fold under any like bit of pressure, so it'll be good, and it'll be good to showcase on telly as well and in front of everyone who's watching.
And compared to winning a world title, reaching the summit of the sport, how important is it for you that you're known as like an entertaining fighter, a crowd favourite, a warrior, if you like?
That's massively important because that's who I am, innit? That's who I am, and I feel like that's who, like people who know boxing, but people outside of boxing, they want to tune in to watch that. They don't want to watch boring boxing fights. They want to watch like excitement, and I feel like my style brings excitement. Yeah, so it's massively important that.
Do you feel you could ever be in a boring fight?
No, never, because I'm never gonna like not take risks or not go forward, not go on the front foot, not throw mad punches with it. Like, yeah, so no.
What would it mean to you when you eventually get there and become a world champion? Because you've worked your whole life for it. It's kind of an obsession, more or less, for you now. What have you even thought about what it's going to feel like?
No, I haven't. I don't really think about it, to be honest. I just know it's going to happen, and you just got to take each day as it comes. Keep training hard day by day, and keep putting the work in. And if you keep putting the work in, it's bound to happen. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting when it does happen because I know it's happening. But it's just a matter of when I get the opportunity.
And the gym itself, you've kind of done a lot to put them on the map, just as they've done a lot to put you where you are. How much does that relationship mean to you as well? Because if you do get to the very top and become a world champion, everyone's going to be talking about the gym even more so. Paul Stevenson, the other lads there. Is that a big part of it?
Yeah, that's a massive part of it because that's where we are every day, putting the work in, and they're the people who matter most to me. Who I'm training with every day, and who's putting a lot of time into me, and we're putting a lot of time into doing what we do. So that's that's the only thing that matters really, innit? Because that's going to show what we've been doing is going to work, type of thing.
And just before I let you go, just tell people out there what they can expect from your fight on November the 11th.
All action again from me. Yeah. So make sure you tune in on BT Sport.
Well, from what you've told me of the other guy's record, hopefully all action from him as well, at least for as long as it
Yeah.
lasts.
Hopefully, yeah. That's the one in it, Danny.
Great stuff. Cheers, mate. Really appreciate your time. And
Sound.
yeah,
No
best of luck
worries.
for a couple of weeks' time.